from the greatest means, rather the means of success in this life and the next, is tazkiyatun nafs wa tazkiyat al-qalb. That a person should purify their own self, and that a person should purify their heart. And for this, there are asbab. And for this, there are means that are an obligation upon us to take by them if we want to purify our hearts and purify our nafs. And from the greatest of those means is ad-du'āءu ila Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Is making dua to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala that He should guide our hearts. Because Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is the one who guides. And guidance is not the ownership of anyone. And this is why when the Prophet Muḥammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he sat at the deathbed of Abu Talib, and he said, Ya ammi, qul la ilaha illallah, kalimatan uhajju laka biha indallah. He said, oh my uncle, say la ilaha illallah, words that I can use in front of Allah for you. And Abdullah bin Abi Umayyah, who until that day was not a Muslim, and Abu Jahl, they were at the side of Abu Talib. And they said to him, أَتَرْغَبُ عَن مِلَّةِ عَبْدِ الْمُطَّلِبِ, will you leave the religion of Abdul Muttalib? So the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam repeated his words. He repeated his words and he said, Ya ammi qul la ilaha illallah, kalimatan uhajju biha inda Allahi. Say la ilaha illallah, words uhajju biha laka inda Allahi ta'ala, kama qal, words that I can use in front of Allah. And Abdullah bin Abi Umayyah and Abu Jahl, they repeated their statements. And Abu Talib, he died upon disbelief. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala revealed the ayah, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. Indeed, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you do not guide whom you love, but rather Allah guides whom He wills. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. He knows those that are deserving of guidance. So from the means of tazkiyat al-nafs is that a person should continuously make dua to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And this is why Allah has mandated upon us the dua, ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. In every raka'ah of every salah. So when a person makes this dua, and he makes his dua with ikhlas and sincerity, then indeed Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, He guides him to that which is correct, and He guides him to the purification of their nafs, the purification of their heart. From the means of tazkiyatun nafs is righteous good deeds. Busying yourself with ibadah of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Busying yourself with the worship of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. As Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. He is successful, who? مَنْ تَزَكَّى, the one who purifies. How? How does he purify? وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. He remembers the name of Allah and he prays. A man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said to the Messenger of Allah and asked him for advice. And Allah's Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, اتَّقِ اللَّهَ حَيْثَمَا كُنْتَ. Fear Allah wherever you are. وَخَالِقِ النَّاسَ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ. And when you deal with the people, deal with them with good manners. Deal with them in a beautiful manner. وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا. And if you do an evil deed, follow it up quickly with a good deed. Tamhuha, it will erase the bad deed. It will erase the sin. So from the means of tazkiyat al-nafs is al-a'mal al-salihah, is righteous good deeds.